What if I told you animals like cows, buffalo, sheep, and chickens are benefiting our environment? But what if I went a step further and said that these animals are actually essential for creating a healthy planet and preventing disease in both you and I? And without them, our ecosystem would fall apart. Well, to prove this, my team and I recently visited the R.A.N.C.H project. This stands for Regenerative Agriculture, Nutrition, and Climate Health. After spending an entire day at the ranch, I left there truly understanding just how important having healthy animals and healthy soil is for creating a healthy planet and healthy humans. This beautiful piece of land is a 110-acre regenerative organic certified ranch in central Tennessee. It was like its own little bubble, an oasis pretty much thriving with life. Now, we spent an entire day there and we got to experience firsthand the change that's happening at this ranch. We got to see over 100 different plant species not only grown in their greenhouse, but also the vast amount of perennial superfoods that are grown on their wide open land. We even got to interact with all the animals. They have a ton of different species there, including water buffalo, sheep, goat, bees, chickens, cows, and more. And yes, we even got our hands dirty by planting many different types of plants throughout the land that will help to nourish all the animals for next season. Now, after we had the full farm tour and got to experience what it was like there, they fed us probably the most delicious food that I've ever had. All the food that they served us was sourced locally, most of it coming right there from the ranch itself. It included raw dairy, fruits, vegetables, grass-fed and finished meats, raw honey with the comb still in it, and some of the best raw milk ice cream that I've ever had. Then we spent the rest of the afternoon bonding as a team. We were walked through guided breathwork sessions and did contrast therapy like cold plunges and probably the hottest sauna that I've ever experienced in my life. After spending the entire day at the ranch project, I left there truly understanding just how important and crucial animals are, not just for the health of us as humans, but also for the health and the importance of our environment. And that's exactly what the R.A.N.C.H project is doing. They're rebuilding healthy topsoil, they're reducing food waste, and they are sequestering more carbon from the atmosphere down into their healthy soil. One thing really stuck out to me though as I was able to walk through their property, and that's their resourcefulness. Everything that I looked at, from their buildings to their furniture to all the woodwork, the rafters and the beams, these were all handcrafted by local Amish artisans, which is really going to help cut down on the carbon footprint. And if that's not enough, they've even partnered with local restaurants and grocery stores like Whole Foods, Sprouts, and others to collect their food waste, which they use to feed their animals and to compost. But maybe best of all, the R.A.N.C.H project is just one of a few ranches in America that is considered regenerative organic certified. This is the gold standard of certifications that meets the absolute highest standards when it comes to animal welfare, topsoil health, and farm worker fairness. This certification also means that this ranch is 100% organic. They've never used any kind of fertilizer on their crops or around their animals. To take it a step further, they're not located near any conventional farms that do use fertilizer sprays to help prevent any runoff or spray drift that might get on their land. Now, maybe my favorite part of the entire day was being able to interact with the animals, and doing so made me realize just how much they're actually thriving. They're given unlimited access to freely roam the land, and in true regenerative fashion, they are rotationally grazed to different patches of land every single day. Each morning, the workers take the animals and move them to a different plot of land where they're fenced in, and this is full of luscious green grass where the animals get to eat all of it. And by the end of the day, that grass is pretty much non-existent. And it'll take anywhere from 3 to 6 months for those animals to come back and graze on that first patch of land. This allows not only the animals to eat the most nutrient-dense foods every single day, but it also allows the land to regenerate because they're not overgrazing in any one particular area. This allows the land to fully heal and replenish all of its nutrients. This act of regenerative rotational grazing is an extremely important part of rebuilding healthy topsoil. When these animals have the ability to freely roam and till up the land with their hooves, and their manure fertilizes the soil, there's a ton, trillions of microbes that live in that topsoil, and it's teeming with life. Having healthy topsoil like this in the world is not only important for us because it creates more nutrient-dense plants and animals, but having a lot of topsoil is the biggest carbon sink in the entire world. Topsoil is much different than just plant plain dirt that you might think of that's brittle and dry. Topsoil is moist and it's just full of life. It's able to hold a ton of water. 1 inch of topsoil can hold about 5 inches of rainwater. So you're going to prevent a lot of runoff from happening. And when you have several inches deep of topsoil, say 6 inches, 12 inches of topsoil, which is what the R.A.N.C.H project is aiming to do in the future, you are able to sequester more carbon from the atmosphere into that soil. And then that carbon that's been sequestered into the soil just grows new grass, the animals eat that, or the plants grow, and the process just repeats itself. Without animals roaming the land, we wouldn't have healthy soil. Having more animals raised regeneratively and voting with your dollar and buying more regeneratively raised meat is the way that we are going to help save the environment. Now, you might be wondering, are these animals truly thriving? Well, one thing that I found absolutely remarkable was that in the years that they've been there, they've never once needed a vet to come out and check on them at the ranch, nor have they ever needed any antibiotics or vaccines. What they practice on this ranch is something that humans and animals have known instinctively for thousands of years, but that's been shadowed by big pharma and the overuse of antibiotics. What they do on their ranch, if their animals are getting a little sick, is they give them plant medicines that are grown right there on their property. There's dozens of plants used for many specific purposes. If animals get infected on the ranch, they don't just jump first to antibiotics like many conventional farms do. What they do is they use certain plant medicines that help to lower the infection naturally. These plant medicines have been used for many thousands of years throughout many different cultures across the globe. For example, if an animal has parasites, they can use plants such as tobacco, mugwort, pumpkin, oregano, and papaya, among many other different types of plants. If any animals need immune system support, they'll routinely give them thyme, fennel, or garlic. There are literally hundreds of regeneratively organically grown plants right there on their property that are grown specifically for these purposes. Now, is this type of agriculture sustainable on a large scale globally? Well, yes, I believe it is. There are currently over 150 regenerative organic certified ranches across the globe. It's not too far of a stretch to think that this is how the rest of the world could be in the not too distant future. Just 200 years ago, before the advent of monocrop industrial agriculture, where we had rows of corn, soy, and wheat, this is how most of the United States used to look. It had freely roaming millions of bison across the Great Plains, 6 feet deep of topsoil, and a wide variety of thousands of different plant species. They all worked synergistically together to create a beautiful ecosystem. But that all changed throughout the 1800s when, in order to gain control of the Native Americans at that point, the American Army killed off, it was reported, about 60 million bison in North America. By the 1920s, it was reported that there was only about 1,000 bison left. Since then, we've replaced tens of millions of freely roaming bison across our Great Plains with feedlot cattle being raised in confined conditions and monocrop agriculture with government subsidies like corn, soy, and wheat, which leaves the land very dry, brittle, and virtually no topsoil. This not only makes for less nutrient-dense crops, but also less nutritious animals, and it has nowhere for carbon to go. When you have no topsoil, all that carbon is virtually just staying up in the atmosphere. And then that's not even to mention all the chemicals, the fertilizers, pesticides, herbicides sprayed on all the crops. So now we actually need farms like this that are undoing a lot of the damage that we've caused these past couple hundred years. While Regenerative Organic Certified might be a new gold standard label, its fundamental principles are ancient. This is why Ancestral Supplements is excited to team up with and begin sourcing products just like that of the R.A.N.C.H project. Currently, the new Ancestral protein powder that combines beef bone broth with beef organs also combines Regenerative Organic Certified mushrooms that are grown right here in the United States. They meet the same high standards that you saw here at the R.A.N.C.H project. So every bag of protein powder that you buy, you can rest assured knowing that it went to helping not only your health, but also the health of the environment. So if there's one takeaway from this video, it's that animals are essential for creating a healthy ecosystem. And if we want to help our health and the health of our planet, then we need to begin voting with our dollars and begin supporting more regenerative organic certified operations. Guys, if you love this content, be sure to check out the R.A.N.C.H project. I'll link them in the description below, and check out other regenerative organic certified operations all around the globe. We need your support now more than ever. And if you like content like this, be sure to subscribe because we have a lot of incredible content just like this coming your way very soon. Hit that like button and send this video out to somebody that you know needs to see it most, and I'll talk to you next time.